I'll actually start by talking about how and why we purchase real estate. Our clients have earned an average annual return of about 26%. And the reason isn't because we had real estate on sale one day, it's because we buy when favorable markets are in cycle lows. So the advantage being, if a real estate cycle looks like this, it's the same piece of property. We're not buying it at the peak of the market, we're buying it when there's basically a short-term opportunity that creates a low purchase price. We've been buying that type of property for the last 20 years in markets across North America. And when we looked at why we've done so well and why our clients have done so well buying that type of property, we realized it's about all the things that we do, the due diligence and everything else that goes into a responsible purchase. But on top of that, it's all about the baby boom. It's about the effect of demographic demand on a certain type of real estate. Over the next 20 years, it's going to be a little different. We're going to see certain types of real estate perform better than others. So what that created inside our office was an understanding, and inside our boardroom was an understanding that we should take a very serious look at resort, retirement, and second home property. So that was the mandate that we started out with. We were very serious about it. We had people on the ground in different locations. And our director of development, Daryl Inglis, was incredibly frustrated when he came in with what he thought was the property of his lifetime. He'd been acquiring multifamily properties for us before and been on our acquisitions team. And he came in just 3 feet off the ground saying, "This is the most unbelievable property I've ever seen. It's the most unbelievable setting I've ever seen." He couldn't have been more excited nor disappointed when I canned the acquisition. I looked at the property type, I looked at where it was thousands of miles away, and just said, you know what, we don't need to go that far to get a great deal on real estate. We're very serious about getting a resort, a distressed resort play in an emerging market and somewhere that's going to, that's hopefully going to double over time. But the idea that we were going to travel all the way to Mexico to do it was something that I just didn't think we should do. Fast forward weeks, might have been a couple months, I'm on a friend's wife's 40th birthday cruise. And we were traveling down the Mexican coast, stopping at different Mexican locations. A day later, we're entering yet another port, and everybody's standing on the deck of the ship, oohing and eyeing, which hadn't occurred in the other stops. And someone yelled down to me and said, "Hey, you've got to see this. This place is amazing." So I got up, looked out on the deck of the boat, and I couldn't believe that the property that I was staring at was the one that Daryl had brought in, suggesting that this was the greatest deal he'd ever seen. It took us about 15 minutes to skip the queue in the tender and get onto shore. I raced up to the property with someone who's actually in the cruise business and knew the location. And we were standing on the deck. I got Daryl on the cell phone and said, is this still available? And by that afternoon, we were back into contract on the property, and the rest is history.